My ketogenic diet, also ensured that my body fat percentage didn't come down. So I was feeling stuck at two levels, and I was able to see that the body fat percentage wasn't come down, and the triglycerides weren't coming down. So those two numbers told me that keto might not be the answer, and that I had to do something different. From 6.1, it went down to 4.9. My blood glucose levels before was 110, and my 29 blood glucose levels 88. I came to know about masculine diabetes from just a Google search, and I was pretty desperate at the time. My dad's chronic diabetic since 1992. I believed that diabetes, was something that I was going to catch almost as if it was an infection, and I did receive a diagnosis in 2015 of being a pre-diabetic. And that was earth-shattering for me, honestly. And that's when my search started. I went cold turkey. My husband went 100% plant-based along with me. We started doing a whole food plant-based, no oil diet. And that was a complete opposite of what I had been doing with my diet throughout my life, especially for the 5 to 6 years preceding. And the 5 to 6 years preceding, which basically led me to this very dark place of prediabetes, hypothyroidism. My period virtually disappeared at the age of 35, was the amazing diet we call ketogenic. And because I couldn't do anything about my body fat percentage, my TSH numbers weren't going anywhere. From 134, the max of 137 pounds, the body fat percentage and the weight, they just started to melt away. And my body fat percentage was 34 to 35% on my scale, on my home scale. I would get like a bioimpedance analysis done, a body composition analysis. And I remember that in the winter of 2017, I was 37% body fat. And so steadily, as I did so, I recently weighed myself. My weight stays between 99.8 pounds to 100.1 pounds. And as of this morning, I was like 100, just 100, which basically means I lost like 37 pounds and up till now. And the last bioimpedance analysis that I got done, my body fat percentage was 21.4, and on the home scale, it's close to 21%. I just finished a work project. It was a workshop, and I'd gone up to my hotel room in Hong Kong. So I was overseas. I didn't have, friends and family around, except that I had coworkers. By myself, went up to my hotel room, told my team I couldn't join them for dinner because I was feeling really bad. And I was feeling really sick and I couldn't put a finger on it. I go into the room, and 30 minutes later, I woke up on the floor of the hotel room. I obviously had passed out. I didn't know. I had no recollection of how I found myself on the floor. Like literally, I thought maybe I was burgled, like somebody broke into my hotel room or whatever. There were no signs of struggle anywhere. It was just me. But the weird thing was, in addition to being pre-diabetic, and in addition to having a really high TSH level, which confirmed a high diagnosis of hypothyroidism, I had tachycardia. After reaching 35 years of age, I guess, my metabolism just sort of slowed down to and it just came to probably a grinding halt, where I ballooned literally because of all the inflammation that was setting in and edema in my ankles and everything, from 125 to nearly 137 within 12 months or less. So the transformation for me is at so many different levels. If I want to talk about it in terms of layers, obviously there's a physical transformation, best demonstrated as visible change. And some of my before-after photos are testimony to that. The Mastering Diabetes program unfolds the process of learning about what this journey really entails in a really amazing manner. The course is packaged, or the program is packaged in a certain way, and it's timed in a certain fashion that it lets you deal with all the changes that You already know that these people, who've signed up for these changes are going to undergo. And you start with the visioning and writing down your mission, what your vision is, what your goals are, what your objectives are for the next 6 months, etc. Putting visual reminders, that's so powerful. You do all of that. And if somebody were to consistently follow this program and follow it step by step, it's that proverbial staircase to heaven, where it will, you will show people one step at a time, but it will peel off the layers. So everything that you take away from your plate and every single thing that you add to your plate is actually going to move you forward. And there are some times when you move backward. So for instance, when you have this conflict in your head, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? It's questioning your value system. You feel down, and feeling down or falling off the wagon and saying, today, all I want is cheese, and thinking about it. Sometimes the best learning happens, you go forward by going backward, and that is the shape of that curve. The shape of the curve is not linear. It is not, upturned all the time. It's not like a smile. It is actually like smiles and frowns and everything in the middle. And that is exactly what this journey is. And the 100% guarantee that anyone who signs up for this program, that I think, any person who's been through this program will give to the new members is, it will change your life forever. And so it's like, hold on to the seat and just be prepared to have your life be changed at just so many different layers and levels. Back in 2015, when I got my blood work done, my HbA1c was 6.1. That's basically within the pre-diabetic range. It was not high enough, greater than 6.5 to be a confirmed case of stage or type 2 diabetes. 2019, my HbA1c is 4.9. And it's like one of those most precious numbers. It's like when I see that number, I want to hug it, So from 6.1, it went down to 4.9. My blood glucose levels before was 110, and my 29 blood glucose levels 88. My food was, I get up in the morning, definitely have minimum of 2 eggs. I would have the bullet coffee to go along with my food. I would have bacon rashes because, bacon is tasty, and who doesn't like good news about bad food that they eat, right? So I was having the eggs and the bacon. I would cautiously not have any vegetables because I was following those grams on my fitness pal. And the minute I would include any vegetable, even a, silly little asparagus. So it was tons and tons of fat, lots of oil for a good measure, coconut oil, olive oil, ghee. Yes, you tell an Indian person that ghee is awesome, they're gonna love you. So now I cannot live without fruits. Fruits are my mainstay. Like, I would get up and I would want like a bowl full of berries. It's summer right now, it's mango season. I have my fridge, and one of the fridges is actually just meant for fruits. So it's like stacked with lots and lots of different types of mangoes. And I want to have at least 2 mangoes. Maybe I'll have overnight oats sometimes. But then I just want the freshness, the bare naked freshness of fruit. That's it. So I eat a lot of fruits. That's what my breakfast really, really looks like. For lunch, I want to include lots of vegetables. The other day, I had the craziest salad. I had raw aubergine, which is eggplant, raw eggplant, and I chopped it up. I had 3 carrots, chopped it up, zucchini, cucumbers, chopped it up, 2 green apples, the juiciest apples I could find, chopped them up, added some resins on top, and mixed it up and had them. And who would have thought I would have like chopped eggplant and chopped green apple in the same salad? I mean, it doesn't even make culinary sense. But I just ate it. And my body thanked me for eating that way. So my dad was on dialysis until 2017. And then in 2018, until the end of 2017. So 2018, when I went plant-based and I saw that this is for real, this can happen. I can confidently talk about it to him and enroll him in the coaching program, which I did. And he has not been back to the hospital for dialysis ever since. Yes. So more power to mastering diabetes. The way mastering diabetes has touched not just me as an individual, but my family, my extended family, and people who my husband and I want to see longer, such that when we can have our children. And think about it, like 4 years ago at age 35, I was given a verdict that maybe hysterectomy was in store for me. Maybe I would never be able to have kids. That's not true.